The biggest message that Take Back Anaheim wants to give to the public is that we are not a coalition of organizations and people that are rebel rousers or like rioting in the street. We are folks just like you that believe in democracy. We feel the majority of 4 no longer adheres to the fabric of democracy in this city. They are not good stewards of the people's money. We are not allowed to vote. They put items like this for discussion on a Labor Day so that people will not know what's going on, and then they pass them. With the $158 million initiative that you know about from last year, they did the same thing. They violated the Brown Act. Then the judge overturned that and said it was illegal, making that deal null and void, but they snuck it back in, and they did exactly what they did with this deal. Mayor Tate asked for only a 3-week extension, folks, only 3 weeks, so we could discuss this. What would that hurt? Well, a phone call was made actually to ask about that, and somebody spoke to our city manager, and there was not a problem. Artie Moreno's not going to leave here. He has too much at stake. So why push this? It's because the people will not have the right to weigh in, to vote, to know what's really happening behind closed doors on the 7th floor. As long as Chris Murray, Jordan Bradman, Miss Eastman, and Lucille Kring continue to rule over this city with greed in their eyes, we will never see justice for the people, for our vote. We haven't seen anything with the redistricting. We haven't seen anything go forward with any of the things that are important to the people. And so we represent the people, all people. Anaheim is not just for the rich. Most of the Disneyland folks we talk to, that the people that go to Disneyland, can barely afford it, and many have never been because they can't afford $100 a ticket. If everything that we're doing in this city, including this ridiculous enterprise zone, continues, and we continue to fund the Anaheim Chamber of Commerce, when they have their hands into deep pockets and corporate greed and the incestuous relationships here represented with our so-called elected officials, we will never move forward. We need to recall, or we need to do an election where we get fair and balanced representatives for us, for the people. But when you know that the mayor of Anaheim can't even get a second, he can't even raise his hand and say, can I have a second, ladies and gentlemen? Will you second this motion so we can even discuss this? When they turn a deaf ear to him, we have no representation.
Thank you. Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
Good morning. And thank you to all of you, those of you who care about what happens in the halls of government of our great city of Anaheim. This deal that happened with the Stadium District is unfair and not fair negotiations. It is not about whether or not we like baseball. It is about a very valuable piece of land that is owned by the people of the city and can generate income for generations to come. It will affect all children and families who live, work, and go to school here. It seems outrageous that Artie Moreno with Angels Baseball would offer $1 a year for 66 years and all development rights for land that equals about 155 acres of prime property. But really, Artie Moreno is a businessman representing his own business interests. He didn't become a billionaire for doing any less. He's a good businessman, and that's what he's supposed to do. But who is representing the people's interest? Who is representing us? If this is fair negotiations, and that's Artie's baseline, the people of Anaheim should have a baseline, and that baseline should be $100 million every year for 66 years with no development rights. That's our baseline, and that's good business. Now, at some point, we negotiate, it's give and take, and we come up with a good deal. That's what we need to do. It's time the people of Anaheim are represented. We are told over and over again that Disneyland and its resort area is our economic engine because it generates tens of millions of dollars per year in transient occupancy tax and sales tax that go directly into our general fund. The Stadium District and its surrounding area can do the same. Why would we give it away for nothing? It makes no sense. Anaheim City Council You represent the people of our city. It is time you show it.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. A-M-I-N, last name David. I'm here as a stockholder in the city of Anaheim. I could add very little to what Lori has set the premise of why we're here, why we are disturbed. Is Anaheim going the route of Detroit? What's happening? Why are we doing such bad negotiations? It's elementary to know that you can't give what you have away. We must protect the citizens, the stockholders, the taxpayers, the residents of Anaheim in all our interest in there. Something is happening, something is not right, and we call attention and to the press to spread the word. What's happening? What is happening? Ask that question. Why? Thank you.
My name is Donna Acevedo. I am a lifetime resident of Anaheim. I have been attending council meetings since July 2012, 2 days after my son Joel was killed by Anaheim police. I thought City Hall was a place where I can get some answers. I was wrong. I always considered myself to be an average resident when it came to knowing about our city's politics. But it doesn't take that much knowledge to see through the continuous theft of our city's resources by our council members. I am speaking here today because this past year, I have witnessed what goes on behind the doors of City Hall. I see how issues are connected in one way or another, and I have listened and watched as our so-called city leaders have twisted the truth to funnel our city's money into the pockets of their corporate buddies, wasting money on committees that give recommendations that are ignored, giving millions of dollars of tax breaks to their friends, and giving away more millions of our dollars for streetcars that will only benefit Disney and Kurt Pringle's interests.
Bravo, bravo.
I'm not done, but I can.
It's okay. Keep at it. Keep at it.
Help your. Sorry about that. I am baffled by their lack of integrity and disregard for our communities and neighborhoods. I hear the voices of the people of Anaheim being ignored. Earlier this year, our council voted on a tax break giveaway worth over $158 million after telling us there was no money for improving our communities. In the last month or so, our council has also attempted to squeeze more money from the people of Anaheim for the enterprise zone, which was supposed to be to create jobs. Instead, it was used as a scam to line the pockets of people such as Todd Ament, who runs the Chamber of Commerce. We were told it created 180 new jobs, but hundreds of more people lost their jobs because of the Chamber's greed. Recently, Todd Ament was also appointed as chairman of the committee to amend our city's charter. How nice of him to volunteer for that position. What do they plan to steal from the people of Anaheim next? Our council members continue to rob our city of its resources. Now they are offering an outrageous giveaway to Artie Moreno. Who drafted this deal? Our current city has no respect for the people of Anaheim. Unlike any Angels baseball game, they have sold out the people of Anaheim. Our city council does not represent us. It's time we take back Anaheim. Thank you.
Good morning. I'd like to thank Take Back Anaheim for pulling everybody together, because these issues have brought together a lot of community groups that ordinarily do not see eye to eye on much of anything. And they have been very gracious in setting aside our differences and organizing this so that those of us who do have different viewpoints can speak out on this one thing that we do agree on. And what we seem to agree on is that our city council majority no longer represents the best interests of the people. And so today I have an announcement and a request. The announcement is that a number of us who are tired of being overlooked at city council meetings, who are tired of lining up with a line snaking out the door sometimes, waiting for 3 minutes to beg for some sort of fiscal responsibility from our leadership, only to be ignored. We have formed a corporate entity and we'll be making an announcement when that paperwork is finalized. We're hoping that might be tomorrow. And that allows us a vehicle to be able to channel the energy and the passion and the offers of assistance that we've been getting from every corner of Anaheim and beyond when this issue came to light. And that assistance will be used to hopefully fund research and legal fees to examine any of the options that we might have available to us as citizens when we feel that we are no longer represented. The request is that the media please start paying attention to Anaheim. We've had multiple scandals. I wish I could say that this Angels deal was an anomaly in a city that is otherwise very well run. Our mayor does his best, but he's up against 4 people that consistently vote against anything that might be considered responsible in the broadest of terms. And we've had $158 million go to a hotelier who couldn't get funding for his hotel when a dozen other hotels are being funded. $318 million of public funding for a streetcar that benefits Disney, a streetcar that the city's own documents show makes traffic worse. All of these giveaways keep happening, and today's Anaheim Bulletin, there isn't a word about the Angels deal. Now, whether or not this has anything to do with the fact that the new owners at the Register are negotiating with the city council majority for naming rights that they can remarket to their clients for public buildings, I don't know. I'm not in those meetings, I can't tell you that. I can tell you that they changed their political ad policies immediately after a complaint was filed by those same city council members who objected to political speech, paid ads that they didn't like. You can no longer buy coverage in the Orange County Register if you don't care for what your leadership is doing. So they won't cover it, and we can't even buy ads. So we need the rest of the media out there to please start covering this, because there's plenty here. You want to drive up readership? Anaheim's got it for you, but we need your help to shine some light on these issues so that we can inform people, because 3 of the 5 are asking to be reelected. We'd like the mayor certainly to be returned to his seat. He is the voice of sanity. But the other 2 folks need to know what's really going on, and we need your help to do that. Thank you.
As a former council member, there's 2 things here that are really disturbing to me. One is it appears that there's a total disconnect between the majority of the city council, with the exception of the mayor, and the community. In the past, it was clear that the city reached out to the community to get input before major decisions were made, especially decisions that included so much money. It's just appalling to think that the city is willing to give such a huge giveaway to Arturo Moreno for his own benefit, and Arturo Moreno refuses to even acknowledge that he's in the city of Anaheim. It's ridiculous. Secondly, is process. In the past, when I was on the council, it was clear that before any decisions were made, things were done in public. Closed session items were agendized so people could ask about them. There weren't secret meetings. What's occurring now is just wrong. It's absolutely wrong. I think we should take a closer look at what's going on. I think the mayor's tried to take control of what's going on with this council and do the right thing, but there's an agenda here, and it's corporate greed, it's corporate welfare, and there's somebody pulling strings here, and it's just wrong. It's absolutely wrong. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Mark Daniels. I was born in Anaheim, 1958, and I'm a lifelong resident. I have never lived anywhere else. I just wanted to say that I stand with this group here, that the fact that there was no prior warning of this oncoming vote, and at the same time they were able to absorb all the what is in that document and not give a chance for the people to look at it. And I thought that was quite, I had to go against who were normally people that I had supported, several of the members, that I have to say, no, we have to look at this. So I will stand with this group, and we will overturn this decision. Thank you very much.
Hi, my name is Bill Grisserly, and I'm experienced doing business in Anaheim and Orange County for many years. I've also been a commissioner, and my take on this is pretty simple. I'd like to use the sports analogy since we're here talking about baseball, and that's keep your eye on the ball, keep your eye on the money, follow the money. And that's the message here. Just like our former city councilman mentioned, this is corporate welfare. Okay, follow the ball. Keep your eye on the ball. Keep your eye on the money. And this is what we're talking about here, an unconscionable gift of Anaheim taxpayers and the people of Anaheim, their land, this incredible gift to an otherwise rich corporation, a rich billionaire. And so this is a pretty simple story. If you could hear the sound of my voice, or if you see these words in print, then know that there's a call here to action. We want you to keep actively following this issue. Press people, talk about this issue with your neighbors. Do you think that it's all right for the city council to give this kind of money away, to give your land away for $1? Is it the Dollar Tree? Is Anaheim the Dollar Tree? It's really, Anaheim is for sale. It's like the last bastion. Where does this happen in the country, in the United States, or even in the world, that this kind of a city council can repeatedly make these kinds of decisions and give away money, land, property to their friends and to the other corporations? Where does that happen? This is the quintessential, this is the touchstone, the melting point right here in Anaheim. This is where we need to take a stand. So that's a call to action. If you could hear my voice, or if you could see these words in print, talk with your neighbors and vote. Register to vote. These are elected officials that are doing this, that are committing this kind of crime against the people. So you need to register to vote. You need to get your neighbors to vote. By the way, the Democratic Party in Orange County has a new headquarters in Orange, so we encourage you to connect with them. Again, please keep your eye on the money, not your eye on baseball. That's not what's at stake here. What's at stake here is the people's money, the people's property. And so please, please talk with your neighbors, vote, and we'll indeed take back Anaheim. Thanks.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Teresa Smith. I'm the mother of Caesar Cruz, who was killed by Anaheim PD December 11th of 2009. I have been going to City Council for last few years here, asking for accountability. I've attended the council meetings it's been like the last 2 years, and we've asked them for a lot of things. And they all say that they want to help out, that they want to help us do this, that they want to help out the community, that they care about the people. I don't believe it. I don't believe it. Because they've done absolutely nothing. They have no money to help out communities that are in desperate need, just to put up a light, fix a street. But they can give away millions and millions of dollars. This is ridiculous. I'm telling all the people of Anaheim, I'm up here speaking for you, you need to get out here and vote. You need to come and have a voice. You need to come to City Council. They tell us that we don't have a voice. We do. There's over 300,000 people in Anaheim. There's only 4 council members. Get up here, say something, do something. This is your city, this is our city. Let's take it back.
Yeah.
Hi, my name is Victoria de Gomez, and I live here for about 40 years. I like Anaheim. I don't like democracy in Anaheim because we, the people, don't have a voice. And wherever you are, Art Moreno, I'm going to bet $100 versus you. This is not the 99-cent store. I'm a realtor. That property is worth more than $300,000 a year. Why are you doing that? I want transparency. Thank you so much.
I'm just looking at the business portions of this MOU. Obviously, they make absolutely no sense. I've sold, leased many multi-million-dollar properties in Anaheim. Looking at the financial portion of the MOU, financially doesn't make sense for the citizens of Anaheim or for any other business entity. I made a couple of phone calls to Major League Baseball, and I've talked to a CPA who works for Major League Baseball. And within less than 3 minutes, the CPA looked at the MOU and said it makes absolutely no sense. So my curiosity would be, why didn't the city council, get some type of consultation on something like that before they would vote on it? The mayor asked the council to extend the vote for 3 weeks, and he was turned down because the consultants told them, no, we need to get the negotiations going. Obviously, the negotiations have already started, or where else did the MOU points come from? I saw the city manager, Marcy Edwards, the next day at a luncheon, and I point blank walked up to her and I said to her, why couldn't they wait 3 weeks? What do you think the Angels would have done if we waited 3 more weeks? And her response was, probably nothing. So the question is, what's the rush? What's all the hubbub about rushing the vote through? Why couldn't the mayor get a second even to discuss having a 3-week extension so us citizens could have time to look at this, so the city council could have time to look at it, so they could make the phone call to Major League Baseball or talk to other owners or find out what kind of a financial deal does and doesn't make sense, because obviously what they voted on does not make sense for the citizens of Anaheim. Thank you.
Okay, you have a question, and it's a good question. What's your name?
Yeah, my name is Keith Torres, and basically what I want to understand is the people that are lining their pockets is basically what's happening. So if you follow the money, you'll see the reason that they're doing it. It's not for the people. And I wish that the government would work for the people. Apparently not.
Okay, thank you very much. Anybody else have a question or comment? Anybody else have a question or a comment? Okay, yes?
I just had a question for Lori.
Lori, could you come? Question.
Lori, you mentioned that I think you referred to it as a baseline
Yes.
Of the negotiations,
Sure.
$100 million a year. Can you talk about how you guys came up with that number and why you'd like to see it start that?
Well, first of all, as far as a baseline, when you negotiate, both sides need to have a baseline. We were not told of what Anaheim's baseline is. We were certainly told what Artie Moreno's baseline is, which was $1 a year. This, being on council for 8 years and serving on council, many times we talked about the value of this land, which is the last large piece of land that the city of Anaheim has for large development. The valuation of this land, which is about 155 acres, which includes the stadium, all the land that it's on, and all surrounding areas, and 50 acres that is not developed currently. The valuations went anywhere from $250 million to $550 million just for the land. That does not include what it can generate per year in transient occupancy tax and sales tax. Artie's baseline is that he wants development rights on this property and the right to take transient occupancy tax and sales tax. What does that leave Anaheim? So Anaheim must have a baseline, and the baseline of having $100 million per year is I think fair. When you think about the value of that property and what it can generate, and if the Angels want to be here for 66 years, okay, we like them, great, because they generate money. So yes, let's do 66 years, let's do $100 million per year, and they don't get development rights, we do. That's our baseline. I think that's fair, and I think that's good business. Okay, thank you.
Any other questions?
I have a question for you, the media. We are in a democracy country. That's what I believe. We, the people, not just me. Why Bell, the city of Bell, has a lot of attention? What about Anaheim? We are being stalled. There is no transparency. Did any one of you want to answer why?
So the bottom line here is that you can see many opinions, but when it comes to this situation, everybody's asking the same question. You all have to agree, even in a private moment, it's kind of peculiar that anybody could give away land worth $300 to $400 million for $1 a year for 66 years. And you know, Mr. Moreno has the right to sell that to somebody else. He can sell it to somebody else for make it triple his fortune, and then he only pays that dollar. What's wrong with democracy here? What's wrong with our voice? That's why we're doing what we're doing, and we're going to keep coming back. We're not going away until we take back Anaheim.
All right. Just one sidebar that I have, that it's always irked me that we have a city that's divided into areas called the Platinum Triangle and the resort area, and then there's the rest of Anaheim. When you first walk in that door, just, you know, always irks me that you walk in that door and you see a model of the Platinum Triangle. You don't see a model of the city of Anaheim. You don't see East Street and Sycamore. Not in Orange, the places that need help in their roads and their just their overall look. You see a model of the Platinum Triangle. The first thing you see when you walk in that door. We are the city of the Platinum Triangle. That's the emphasis on this city is the Platinum Triangle. Oh yeah, and then there's the rest of Anaheim. You know, that just bothers me. I was born here. You go over there and into the Platinum Triangle, they have their own street signs. PT, Platinum Triangle. They don't say Anaheim. You were in the city of Anaheim first. You were then in the Platinum Triangle. You go over to the resort, they have the resort little logo up there. It doesn't say Anaheim, it says the resort. You know, that's just always, that bothers me. That bothers me more than anything. Thank you very much.
Okay, so once again, this is the close of our press conference. If you have any questions, if you need any information to reach any of these folks, please let them know and approach them personally. Thank you very much. We do appreciate that you came out. We do appreciate there's other stories in Anaheim. There's a lot to cover, and there's a lot of good things about Anaheim. So once again, if you notice, we didn't put anything on our signs about the Angels because we love the Angels. It's not the Angels, it's Artie Moreno and this corrupt majority 4. That's what we're talking about. We're talking about democracy and our voice.
It's not the Angels we're after, it's the devils.
So thank you, gentlemen. Thank you very much for coming. And thank all of you, our speakers. And we really need to stand together. And this is a unified group of folks. And I like the fact that we come from all walks, different opinions, different political parties. But we're all for Anaheim. Thank you.
Yay!
Viva.